well when she comes up to the net, and that was a difficult shot to come in.
Juice.
And when you consider what is at stake here at 5-all in the final set of the Wimbledon Championship final, well, they're playing the most wonderful tennis. This time, well, she looks astonished, but it was out. And a forced error here by the presence of Graf at the net, crowding Sanchez Vicario, as so often today. She herself has been crowded by the Spaniard. So a good call. And again, a break point. Number 5. One of the longest games I can remember. 14 deuces, 18.5 minutes.
To remember that it's going to be a cross-court passing shot.
Miss Graf.
Just squeezes her racket onto the ball. Sixth break point.
No wonder they go on applauding.
That leads 6 games to 5, final set.
That was one of the truly heroic games it's been my privilege to watch on this great stage. Courage from both. Tension. Testing shots that they're both being asked to play. And Graf getting round to hit that favourite forehand, bouncing on her toes. And forcing the error from the reluctant racket of Sanchez Vicario, who nets the backhand to give her the break at last, at the 6th time of asking.
A match within a match, that game was. On court, just coming up to 2 hours. So that game took almost 20% of the whole time of this match. But she's still got to play at least one more game.
Serving now for the title. And the first foot fault today. And suddenly, the tension of the moment becomes too much. 3 errors from the Sanchez Vicario racket. 3 championship points.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
Game, set, match. Miss Graf. 2 sets to 1. 4-6. 6-1. 7-5.
A standing ovation. Everybody here absolutely thrilled with the quality of this match and with the fact that the great champion has regained her crown. For the 6th time, Steffi Graf is top of the heap. And running off, I think, just perhaps to change a shirt before the closing ceremony, remembering that she does have this back problem which needs constant attention. And I think there, Virginia, we must congratulate Arantxa's courage and tenacity in her first Wimbledon final, making such a fight of it.
Oh, she is such a brilliant fighter. I mean, she is made of tough stuff, Arantxa. Talking to Alan Mills, and she's still able to smile. When she hit that last ball out, her shoulders just sank about 6 inches because the hope must have been running so high in her that she might manage to turn this into an incredibly memorable win. She played so well. And she has to, I think everybody has to be so proud of her as a performer. There's so much to learn from the guts and the fight that she produces.
And there is Steffi, just a hug first to her coach, Heinz Gunthardt, and then mum and dad. What a moment for Peter Graf, who taught her to play tennis at the age of 4 with a sawn-off racket. Has supervised the coaching she received from Boris Breskvar first, and then a succession of helpers until Heinz Gunthardt. And was here again, as he always is, to see her triumph. And now that lovely moment when the Duke and Duchess of Kent make their way down to the door through which the players came in onto centre court, with those immortal words from Kipling: if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those 2 impostors just the same. Chris Gorringe, the chief executive here, and Tony Gathercole, the assistant referee, who will conduct them through the line of ball boys and ball girls. Steffi first, getting back to her place. A very, very emotional time for her, because there was a moment when she wondered whether her career had come to an end as a result of that bone spur on the sacroiliac joint in her back. Duke and Duchess of Kent then, and I'm sure they'll stop and have a little chat with some of the boys and girls from the Merton schools that have supplied the teams of ball boys and ball girls now for some years, plus the Beacon School in Banstead. Trained assiduously by Wally Wanfer, they spend hours on the indoor courts here at Wimbledon, being drilled during the winter months to prepare them for these moments in the sun during the championships. So I think these are lovely moments for these youngsters to remember. The Duchess of Kent, who has always taken such a keen interest in these championships, and who could ever forget that spontaneous gesture the other year when she helped Jana Novotná overcome the grief at losing, when really she should have won. So, as custom demands, the loser goes through first, but I think covered herself in glory today did Sanchez Vicario in this, her first Wimbledon final, and on this form it won't be her last. A lot of Spanish supporters here, besides the members of the Spanish royal family and the Spanish ambassador and his wife. Along with that, there'll be a cheque for £164,000, so some consolation for her. But really, the money is irrelevant today. It was all about the occasion, as indeed this moment is, the moment when we re-crown Steffi Graf, one of the greatest players of modern times, winning here for the 6th time in 7 finals. So a familiar moment both for the Duchess of Kent and Steffi Graf, receiving that beautiful silver gilt salver, the Rosewater dish, which was first played for in the Challenge round of 1886. A copy of an original in the Louvre in Paris.
Ladies and gentlemen,
now applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chair umpire, Miss Jane Tabor.
Jane Tabor coming forward to receive her medal on court. There's Jane in her second Wimbledon singles final. She's done other finals as well. And if you weren't with us at the beginning, perhaps you at home would like to wish Jane well in August, the 19th to be precise, when she marries Graham Harvey. Well, now I'm sure Chris Gorringe, before the photographers get too restive, will take Steffi forward. Yes, he does. Well, Virginia, you've held that aloft. You know what she's going through now. And indeed, what a marvellous recovery it was to come back from near defeat against Jana Novotná and to have won again.
John, we had all the elements of a great tennis match. We had two of the best players. Couldn't find people that you respect more, both as people and as tennis players, and it became so tense. At the end, you didn't know who was more nervous, you didn't know who was going to win, and it's just all credit to them, and really also to Steffi not to falter when it got so very tight at the end of the match.
And the lap of honour, which has become customary now to allow all those people who have brought their cameras with them the chance to take their personal snaps, and a memento of a great day here on the centre court at Wimbledon. And it was a great day. That was a lovely final, full of good things, both players having to overcome nervous moments and nervous patches. And at one stage it looked as if Sanchez here was going to break down the strength of Steffi. Her forehand went walkabout for a while, but she found it again. Arantxa just getting a word of comfort from the Duchess, who is so understanding on these occasions of what the players feel. She sat in the front of the royal box for so many years now and watched them suffering and trying their hearts out. So now over to this side of the court to allow the folk over this side to have a chance with their cameras. And I'm quite sure that for somebody whose career earnings are over $15 million, the fact that she's won an extra £328,000 today is almost irrelevant, because all she came here for was to win this 6th title. It makes 17 in all now, Grand Slam singles titles. And that is one behind Chris Everton, Martina Navratilova, who stand on 18 singles titles. Ahead of them, the great Helen Wills Moody with 19, Margaret Court with 24, being the best of all. Isn't that a lovely tradition we've established here, which we've been doing now for what, about half a dozen years, I suppose. And the officials lining up there at the net, all part of the occasion. No, you can't have it back. And of course, the champions don't actually take that trophy away with them, but there is a replica in silver, sterling silver. So Steffi will now have 6 of those on her mantelpiece at home. And the original remains here at the club. And if you want to come and see it, well, you can see it in the museum here, the Lawn Tennis Museum, which is open throughout the year at Wimbledon Club. So a wonderful match. A real treat to have been here, to have witnessed such a lovely final. And for Steffi Graf, the realization that she can still count herself among the great players of all time. And a reminder then of how it all ended. Steffi coming forward to hit that slice backhand, still bouncing on her toes. Watching that the ball is out, delight at the realization that at last she's done it. What a moment.
The 11th game, which went to 13 deuces in the deciding set, that went to Graf, so did the match. She was champion for the 6th time. Well, let's hear from both ladies now. First the champion with Sue Barker.
Steffi, that match really was all about the 5-all game. What do you remember about it?
That we both didn't give anything to each other. That is very, very long. I was really tired at the end of it, but I think there were some incredible points in there. Really, I think a game that will stand out from, I think, many years. I think it was incredible, and I've never in my career played such a long game with such high quality of points.
And you faced so many.
I faced many. Yeah, and which I was really happy with that. I didn't try for too much, but still I was aggressive when I had to. So I mean, I felt this match will probably be decided by this game, but still I didn't really get tired or anything.
You said you got tired. I guess you were quite pleased it wasn't you serving.
Yeah, that's true. But I did feel after this game, and I had to serve at 6, so I'm a little tired now. I think I should get the first serve in and I hope to get these points a little quicker. Maybe play some, aggressive points and try to come net so I can shorten the points, because I really did feel tired.
Were you surprised at all how well Arantxa played on the surface?
Absolutely. I think she played some great tennis out there. I think many people didn't expect her to play that well on grass, but the way she played in the first set, she came in, she played aggressive, making few errors, come in, and I mean, even in the whole match through, I never really felt that she gave me any points or that I had an advantage over her.
Always difficult finals, but did you feel you played well? Anything you weren't happy with today?
No, I think at times maybe maybe in the first set I didn't move as well as I wanted to, and my forehands maybe weren't really finding the time that I was hoping for. But I think in general, I mean, overlooking it, I think I served better than in the semifinals, and when it was important, I was playing the right points. I mean, I tried to come in quite a lot, so I'm very pleased with that.
Title number 6. How special was this one compared to the others?
I said that before. I think every single one is something that will always stand out in my memories of Wimbledon, and I think this one is just as special as every single one that I've gotten. So I think it's one that I really treasure much.
But it's been a difficult year, hasn't it? So it probably
I think that
more.
Probably I appreciate it probably more than some other times that I've won this tournament. I think I know that in the last few weeks it's been difficult at times, so I think I really will celebrate on that one for quite some time.
And you rushed up to see your family and your coach and everything.
Yeah, I know. That helps you so much, the support you got from Heinz, from my family, my physicians, everybody out there, my friends were there. So it felt great to see them and believing in me and helping me to get through.
I've got to ask you, who was that man that got the special greeting outside the court?
Well, he's been with me, I think, probably for 8 or 9 years. I don't know how long, but for a long, long time, he's always there during probably the quarters, semis, and finals every year, and he's yelling out there. You can his voice is very specific, so you can hear him out of the crowd, and so he's been with me for quite a long time. So that's why.
What now for you? What do you see in the next year? Are you going to have to plan a different schedule? Going to
Well, I
change
think it's been very exhausting the last few weeks. So I do intend to take some time off, and actually I'm gonna try to work maybe a little more on my physical side. I think I've been quite tired the last few days, and I think I have to maybe work that a little bit. But I first of all just take some time and then build up to the US Open. I'm having quite a few weeks in between, so I hope to be ready then.
And we want to see you back here next year?
Yes,
Will you
I'd
be?
love to.
Great, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Arantxa, that game at 5-all in the final set was one of the greatest we've seen at Wimbledon. How tense was it to play in it?
Well, it was very long, and I think I never had such a long game in a Grand Slam. And I have to serve like 13 times or 14 times, I don't remember, but I have some opportunities. But every time I think Steffi came with a great shot when she needed, and she had a little bit more luck than I did on the shots, because my shots sometimes were going a little bit wide, her shots were going just on the line. So I think it's nothing wrong, but she has to play her best level of tennis to beat me today, and I should be very proud. But sometimes it's kind of hard to come and talk about the match after having these feelings. But I have to be proud with myself, and not either, could either one should have win, and it happens that Steffi beat me again.
I was going to say, I'm obviously disappointed that you didn't win the last point, but you can't be unhappy with the way you played.
No, I have to be very happy, because it's my best match. I will play here in Wimbledon on grass, and I play great tennis, and it's nothing wrong that I did. I did the right tactic. I was very aggressive, but sometimes one ball can change everything, and it turns around that probably I lost against the best player who plays in this moment on grass, and I have to be very proud, because I have a great tournament, and I should be happy.
Absolutely. Going back to that game, you say one ball may have won it. It probably was in that game. How difficult was it for you to come out after that change of ends?
Well, I think I know Steffi was very tired at that point, but would be a bit different if you were 6-5 up in case of the 6-5 down. But you always have a chance, because I broke her, in the beginning when she was a break up, and I think I probably went for too much at the end of the shots, because I knew that probably I have to tackle a little bit more, and that caused me to make some mistakes. But that was the right decision, and I think probably was a great match, and was a very good tennis to watch.
And you swapped trophies?
Well, I think she told me bad luck, and you play a great match, and I just congratulate her. But I thought it was kind of nice just to have it, because we couldn't be on my way, and so that's why I switched trophies. But I just wanted to have it on my hands, just to have the feeling, because it was very close.
And after the presentation, you had a long chat with the Duchess as well, and laugh.
Yeah, I think that I always dreamed, to happen to be this day for me, and to be possible to play my first final here in Wimbledon, and talk to the Duchess, and was very nice, and what they told me was very sweet. So I got very emotional, and I almost cried, but I have a very good conversation, and I have a great, memory, and it was a very nice feeling.
What was she saying to you?
Well, she said, bad luck, you didn't deserve to lose, and she said that in the future she will see me with the trophy one day, and it was very nice to hear that, and I know I can do that, so it was kind of nice for the Dutch to tell me that.
Absolutely. You must now know that you must believe on grass now, you can play.
Yeah, definitely. I think that through the whole tournament I believe more in myself, and I know now that I can play very well on grass, and I love to play. I enjoy it myself even more, and I know having this experience, I know one day probably I can win and probably hold the trophy. But I think I turn all the minds for everybody, thinking that now I can be a good player on grass.
You seem so positive now. Obviously it's not going to be difficult for you to get up for the doubles final.
Well, I'll have some time off so I can think about it, and it's nice to be in another final. So I'm looking forward to see if I can, win this one. But it's just, a team competition in doubles, so will be a little different. But I think it's better to be positive the way you play, and even, to lose that way. But I have another match to play right now.
Well, good luck in the doubles and congratulations. It was a great match.
Thanks.